Alright, let me clear it up for you. Let me clear it up for you, because I see Wings over here driving over your Modern Warfare 3 disc. It's about 9 months down the road, son. It's a little too late to be driving over a disc and saying you hate the game. Come on, get out of here. And then on Twitter, I got people arguing with me about saying World at War, like Thunder saying World at War is better than Call of Duty 4. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? The MP40 is the only weapon in the game. There's no parity amongst the weapons. Anyways, you know, this is nothing personal against these guys. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I have to disagree with the people out there who are saying that these certain Call of Duties in their alignment and their just Treyarch love that everybody's given. Come on, you guys, are you serious? Are you serious? Let me go ahead and explain it and break it down for you. Modern Warfare 3 is a great game, okay? Look, if Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 is an improvement. Modern Warfare 3 is an improvement from Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2, you know, if it wasn't for the explosives, the same thing at World at War, if it wasn't for the MP40 being the only gun in the game, it would be a good game. Would it be the best game? No, it wouldn't be the best game. But Modern Warfare 2, if you left out the explosives, one-man army, I'm just saying explosives in general. If you took out explosives in general, this would be the best Call of Duty ever made, period. And I'm not doing the what-ifs. I'm not doing the what-ifs. I'm talking about right now. So, anyways, so you had Call of Duty 3, the only Treyarch game out of all the Treyarch games that I think is the best 1v1 weapon-to-weapon parody game. That I don't know what happened after this point, because if you had the Thompson versus the MP40, the Stag 44 versus the Bar, the M1 versus the Car 98, all these weapons match up to each other. 1v1 battle. That's what we're talking about here. But you see, nobody cared about, you know, Treyarch games. They never did. And then Call of Duty 4 came out, right? And see, they didn't get no traction. They all played Call of Duty 2, I don't have here. And then Call of Duty 3 came out and they're like, look, you're not doing anything. You're dead in the water. No one's playing the game. And then Call of Duty 4 came out and blew up. Modern Warfare, the best Call of Duty made by the original developers of the game, West and Zempella, which consequently were fired by the president of Activision. And then the president of Activision was sued in court. And so the point being is, I'm going to get to that. So they were fired and then they had to go to court. But let me get back to that. Call of Duty 4 was one of the best games made. It was a Modern Warfare game. It was a how to take Counter-Strike and make it better, which they totally hit a home run out of the park. You know, the drop shotting was perfect. The weapon parity was perfect. The simplicity of 357. Do you understand what the simplicity of 357 was? You know, it wasn't an improvement on Call of Duty 4 in the next game. The simplicity of 357 was this, is that you get 3, and then you get 5, and you get 7. If you don't use 5, then you don't get to use it if you go to 7. And they were in succession, 357, really fast. So when you have fast kill streaks, and they moved along that fast, and it didn't stack, and you would lose them if you didn't use them, meant you kept going and kept playing the game. That's why you like the game. It kept moving because of that reason. Do you understand that you're not stacking your streaks or waiting for your streaks to build, or you know, you don't want to die because the streaks are very far apart. 3, 9, 12. You know what I mean? So now you gotta wait for 6 more kills for your streaks to stack so you could get it. So you're not gonna move from your spot. Oh boy, that's a Treyarch game. Do you understand the philosophy of how they spread, how that of a developer was actually playing the game? They would understand that, and it wouldn't slow down the gameplay, and why so many people would dislike their game. Do you understand that philosophy? That's what I'm talking about. So just for sake, we go to World at War. I'm just going to say this is World at War. So you go to Call of Duty, it's a World at War, right? Beta test World at War. Told them on the forums, I said, your MP40, it's overpowered. It's the only weapon in the game that anybody's going to use. You can shoot off the hip. I'm 700 bullets in the clip. What if there's no parity if there is no parity, if you cannot use any other weapons like this game where each weapon matched up in multiplayer, there's no point in playing World at War with one weapon. It doesn't make any sense. It's boring. And then the fact that, okay, we're going back to, nobody went from Call of Duty to Call of Duty 3. Nobody's buying our game, and Call of Duty 4 came out. What are we going to do? It's not modern combat. So what we're going to do, we're going to sell you a gimmick. We're going to throw zombies on there. Oh my God, we got zombies with my World at War. It's the best game ever. I didn't buy Call of Duty to play zombies. Sorry. I bought it for the multiplayer in the game. But people confuse that. Then they jump on the gimmick bandwagon. And so what does Bobby Kotick do, the president of Activision? He says, well, I can get 2 games out of Treyarch. 2 games out of Treyarch, zombies and Call of Duty. So I'll fire the people who invented the game, make Treyarch work twice as hard for 2 games for less money. But what blew up in Bobby Kotick's face is that the developers of the original Call of Duty, Wessons and Pilla, took him to court and allegedly sued him for $600 million. So now Treyarch, that is working for less money than Infinity Ward ever was, the originators, to make 2 games, twice the work, is now paying the wages to the owners of the original game in their new studio, Respawn Entertainment. So essentially, Black Ops 2 is paying for the lawsuit that Bobby Kotick thought he was going to make more money off of making Treyarch work harder for making 2 games and throwing a gimmick-ass zombies in there. Come on, who's falling for that shit? Do you people honestly think that do you honestly think we're falling for that? I'm not falling for that. So anyways, so after World at War comes out, Modern Warfare 2 comes out. The best game ever. Now the problem is this is the part where the heads of the studio were being fired. So, what do they care? They don't care. Their whole thing was like, they were being trolled the shit out of on the forums. Oh, put a nuke in, put this in, put that in. They put everything in, but they didn't make it unplayable to where they would, be sued for making a bad game. You know what I mean? Unplayable game. They knew what they were doing. They got fired and they got paid. But this game's still better than any other Call of Duty ever made. And it had a lot of action in it. And the difference between these streaks in this game and other games is if the streaks are stackable and they move really fast. So if you get a 5, 7, 11, 5 Predator, 7 Harrier, 2 more kills, helicopter. You see how fast that moves? You see how fast that moves? I'm not talking about a point system. You get 15 points here, 15. I'm not going to move because I'm trying to build up my score system. So my streaks are a longer distance between each streak. Therefore, I'm going to camp more. And then now Vaughn goes on the line. He says, well, you're going to get a +2 for the V-stat and Predator Storm's +3 at hard kill. Well, I'm not even going to move even more. So he's going to be even more of a camping game. Even a further distance between streaks. So why should I move? I don't want to die. I want to get my streaks right. It's not like Modern Warfare 2 where the game is moving really fast. The streaks stack and you go ahead, you die, it's over. It doesn't repeat itself. Oh, well, now you're going to build your streaks on score streaks. They're going to stack. I don't have to move. And then they restart over. I hope I don't die. What does that do? It promotes camping. How could you say that Treyarch games are better than Infinity Ward? Those are games that promote slow-ass, methodical gameplay. It's boring. So anyways, going from Modern Warfare 2, we went to Black Ops. Black Ops, it was another, I don't know why I got 2. Allegedly, I get games early. That's probably why I got 2, and I had 2 on me. So anyways, allegedly, if I get the games early, you want to follow me on Twitter, do so. My link's below in the description. So anyways, moving right along. So now you got this Black Ops game that comes out. Very slow, methodical, camping for streaks, gimmicky. I mean, Treyarch is under the thumb of Activision. It's full of gimmicks. The gimmicks are, this game comes with zombies. They're forced into doing 2 games in one, working for less money, making zombie games. And then on top of that, they're totally being, trademarked out. Turtle Beach, care package, Christmas cars, you name it. This is a total exploitation. And I'm sure the reason why I got to exploit the game so much is because they got to pay West and Zampella allegedly $600 million. They're essentially, Treyarch is working for Respawn Entertainment. That's what it boils down to. So they have a lot of stress on them to make a lot of money for 2 companies. They got to make money for Activision, they got to make money for themselves, and they got to make money for Respawn Entertainment. I mean, allegedly, that's a lot of money. So anyways, in my opinion, I think that Black Ops has a lot of flaws. First of all, I think a lot of people fall for this whole gimmick thing. Whether or not whatever game that you came in this series, a lot of people came in at World at War, so eventually they're going to side with that type of gameplay. They don't realize that the MP40 was an overpowered only weapon. They don't realize Call of Duty 4. They don't understand games before it. They can't grasp that concept. A lot of people can't move on. If you're stuck in a Treyarch game, you're not going to be able to adapt to an Infinity Ward game. People who play Infinity Ward games can easily adapt to Treyarch games because they're easy games. So what happens is this. You have a game with slow, methodical movement. There's less pacing, stupid retardation perks, like I got to go run 20 miles in Capture the Flag to get external sprinting. Just a lot of things that tell you the developer never really played amongst real people in multiplayer. Very long maps, long lines of sight camping. Streaks are so far apart that it promotes camping, and it's just a terrible, terrible game. I think Black Ops is probably the worst Treyarch game ever made. It's horrible. And then on top of that, when you shoot somebody, it takes 20 bullets to kill them. There's no weapons that are actually any good other than the FAMAS. It's just terrible. It's just a gimmicky game with zombies attached to it that, playing catch up to the original creators of Infinity Ward. So anyways, you have a group of people that's left over from Infinity War. Half the crew left. Half the people had to stay. They got families. They got to, they got bills to pay. They just can't get up and go start another, they can't go just start another job. They got responsibilities. So you still have somewhat of some people over there. And then you had like some people like a Sledgehammer and some other guys come over from Raven that led a hand in this. And I think they did a good job. It was such a good job, I even bought it for the Wii. The bottom line is that, Activision at this point had forced the Call of Duty series into a partnership with Turtle Beach, which extended out to SitRep Pro and awareness perk. If you don't know what that is, Turtle Beach pays royalties for using the Call of Duty name on their headphones, and then they trade sound engineering programming into their headphones, and therefore if there's no reason to have headphones unless there's a perk which lets you hear them louder. In order to hear them louder, you have to have headphones. In order to buy headphones, you got to buy it from Turtle Beach, which pays royalties for using the Call of Duty name on the headphones. So you see these trademarking out of the game. It's just a bad situation. And to be honest with you, let's just say I'm looking at Black Ops 2. Now we got a game that's, it's just the same thing. It's created with this gimmick of let's sell MLG, which, any Call of Duty, as you know, doesn't need MLG to sell the game. That's a very low percentage. And I have nothing against MLG pro players or any of that, but I'm just being realistic about it here. You don't need MLG to sell Call of Duty. That is a very small portion of the smallest portion of the community that you could possibly focus in on and drive that as a gimmick to sell your game. to realistically speaking, if they wanted to spend so much money on that type of gimmick, they could have made it a social event where, you know, they bring everybody in and they give prizes to everybody playing, you know, all shotgun game. You know, you have that many people following this franchise that you could have a bigger social event that you could involve everybody than you could have an MLG event. And the fact is that people, just like fighting games, would create their own social following behind it after, you know, Activision had sparked those events. Something into the same lines as Warner Brothers has done for Mortal Kombat. You know, putting up money for certain events and play the game as it is intended to be played. So, Black Ops 2, you know, you got zombies involved, and people just jump on the bandwagon with the zombies, and it's a Treyarch game, so obviously, you know, there's tons more streaks. I covered that just a few minutes ago, you know, where you got longer distances in between streaks. Now you have a point system, which is even worse, because a point system, it's going to be spread out even further. So let's say now you're giving points for a UAV and somebody gets seen by UAV, that even though it's 10 points, it's still, you know, you're getting points for a streak that makes you not go out and fight, and therefore you're waiting for your score streak to build up in order to get your next streak. Therefore, it creates non-movement in the game. And I don't think people realize that. When you have a point system, it's even worse than having a system. And the best system is kills, because that's what the game is based on. You're using weapons to kill people. When you have a streak up in the air like a UAV and you get 15 points, and that's what you're hoping for, you're just going to sit in one spot and not move, and especially domination. You get points for defending, you get points for putting up a UAVs. I mean, what, Vaughn did a video earlier today where he put a thing where they put up a microwave oven. And if it hits you and you're defending an area like a flag, not only do you get the points for the microwave, but you get the points for defending the area. I mean, there's so many points to where you don't even have to move. You don't have to do anything. You just stay in one spot and accumulate points. And I understand that. It just doesn't make any sense. And then you want to put on hardline, which gives you a +2 and a +3 on high kill streaks, which, you know, promotes you even getting these bigger streaks faster. I mean, I don't understand it. I really don't. And then for people to sit here and to, like Wings and other people bashing on the game 9 months later, come on, that's just a gimmick. If you really hated the game, you would have known it within the first 2 months and said something about it then. But anyways, that's my opinion on it. I mean, to be honest with you, I think Treyarch got totally off track, and I don't even know who's really running that company over there to tell you anymore. I don't even know what's going on over there. And hopefully this new company that makes Guitar Hero could do better with Call of Duty. I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, the way I look at it like this, I think that Black Ops 2 is going to be slow gameplay. People are going to be camping, especially Domination. Any objective-based games are going to be slow as hell for streaks, because there's more streaks in this game than any other game ever made. So you're going to be camping for streaks in order to get your streaks. So and then when you got so much shit up in the air, I'm too busy looking up in the air instead of fighting people on the ground, which totally makes no sense. And it's just too much. You give somebody too many options, they won't even move. You know, if you give somebody more than 3 options, they freeze up. And you're giving children 12 to 17 years old 1,000 options. They're not going to move. That's the bottom line. Anyways, that's my opinion on it. That's all my opinion on everything. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, peace. I'm out.